Overall, having now received a rough edit of each scene, I think I have mixed opinions on the effectiveness of this showreel. Generally, I think they do a fairly decent job at marketing my casting. My goals were to showcase myself in something more awkward and shy, versus a contrast in the other being played more straight and a bit rougher. The material is contrasting enough, I think, to successfully show casting directors that I can play more than one character. Both scenes were comedically intentioned, and while I don't think the comedy bits are hit consistently well, the archetypes are distinguishable. I do wonder if the character choices could have been bolder. Compared to other work I've produced in the course, I think these characters feel fairly safe and, dare I say, uncharacteristic at times. It might be interesting to explore whether I can further push bolder characterizations without overstepping the scale of performance required for screen acting. Returning to the point on comedy, there were a few beats, particularly in some girls, that I didn't think were landing, such as the crybaby eyes, or the flip from denial to viewing the phone, or even the fake crying attempt in the latter portion of the scene. I think generally this could result from a lack of clarity, specifically that the intention is not always clear and I am often inaccessible. And that happens in both clips. The moment I turn away from the lens, all thoughts and the momentum carried with that, and that's not just the comedy, vanishes. And it almost feels as though, as an audience member, I have to put in more effort to deciphering the material. Any scene with a sound technique should be effortless to watch, and any comedic beats should probably be effortless to play. An indulgence in that only dilutes the effect. It would be worthwhile to practice ongoing material to my own camera independently to try and gain an awareness of where I am and aren't accessible, and what it is that I am directly communicating with my current choices. That will provide immediate feedback on whether any decisions need to be refined or rethought. Another noticeable point was a general lack of dynamics. Although I think there is a consistent sense of tension or stakes within the scenes, both tend not to move action, which surprised me, as these were elements I felt I had down internally. However, the result was a performance that stopped being enticing very quickly. In an outtake of my showreel options, Suffragette, I explored the idea of viewpoints within the scene, specifically within its vocal dynamics. I experimented carefully on each line, applying various of the viewpoints, changing pace, pitch variations, volume, etc. And I think this actually caused a significant improvement in the word-by-word variation within each line. And after watching, I think there is room further still to hit clear dynamic shifts between the lines to effectively communicate that impact to an audience. Using a similar process in my chosen showreel scenes may have also unlocked a lot more from each character. I intend to further explore vocal viewpoints and dynamics within each unit of a text and how that adds up to create the whole, and how that methodology can be used to tighten my external awareness of those key shifts. Once again, filming myself doing this should be an effective strategy to perceive what I am portraying, if the internal is available to an audience, and how effective those shifts are. Acting for screen can be challenging, and while a lot of importance is correctly placed on authenticity, I think this process has taught me that there is certainly more to it than that. I believe Tony Barr puts it best in his own definition of acting. Acting is responding to stimuli in imagined circumstances, in an imaginative, dynamic manner that is stylistically truthful to the character and his environment so as to communicate ideas and emotions to an audience. The imaginative, dynamic manner is what these pieces lack, I believe, and by placing more focus onto this element of the craft as I progress further, I can start to create stronger choices that bring clarity for those communicated ideas and emotions to reach the audience.